Hi you guys, it's me. I am back from Mommy Mayhem. I know it's been a week. I took a week to kind of just try to get better. I went to the doctor again because I thought I was coming down with something, and the doctor was like, you have had way too many antibiotics. You have no good bacteria, no bad bacteria. You need to get off of it and get on probiotics. And so I've been doing that and I'm feeling so much better. I have more of a voice finally. So I wanted to film a video for you guys today. And the video topic that I wanted to talk about is something that I have filmed so many times, but I have erased it because I feel like I can never get it in the right way. But I want to just be open and I wanted to just talk about it, and so let's go. So today I wanted to talk about depression, and I'm not just talking about like being like a little blue or you're kind of down a little bit and then you're fine. I'm talking about like depression, and so many people deal with depression, people that you would not even imagine. If you guys watched my Draw My Life video, I'll have it linked down below. I think I did it couple of years ago. I did talk about how I had suffered from serious depression when I was in high school, and after I had that video go live, I had so many people from high school calling me, texting me, saying, what, you weren't depressed? I didn't think you were depressed. I didn't know that kind of thing. And I think that's why I wanted to do this video, because depression is not what you think it is, and it doesn't affect the people that you think it does. And I just wanted to kind of put it out there, kind of get the conversation going. So if you guys have anything to say or any questions, don't be afraid to comment down below. I also wanted to note that I'm not a professional, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not like, I didn't have like the worst experience in the world with depression, but I just wanted to get this topic kind of out in the open. So I guess just to start off, I can tell you about my experience with depression. It runs in my family, multiple members of my family. My grandma had it, just a lot of different members, extended and close, have dealt with depression. And the thing I don't like about depression is that a lot of people think of it in a different way. There's like this stigma, like, why don't you just be happy? Why don't you just go run or exercise and then you'll just be happy? Stop being so negative or whatever. But I wanted to get it out there and, kind of let people know that it's like a disease. It's just like diabetes. Like, you can't help it. Some people, alcoholism runs kind of in the family or that sort of thing. It's the same thing with depression. It's something that you just can't help sometimes. And I first started experiencing feelings of depression at an early age in life, and I wasn't really sure what it was until I got into high school, and that's when it hit me really bad. I had little bouts of it in middle school where I would get really low and I just wanted to be alone just because I didn't feel like I fit in. I grew up in a foreign country. My mom was Asian, my dad was white, and the area that I grew up in, a lot of people had that same living situation. And so I just found it really hard to fit in growing up because I just felt so different than everybody. And it hit me really hard in high school, and it was a very, very difficult time for me. My brother had recently left to serve a mission for our church, and he was like one of my best friends at the time. And so I was kind of left with nobody really close to me. And it's funny because I was homecoming queen and people just had no idea. I was a class officer, I was in theater, I was very active and very involved with things. But I didn't have any like close friends that I like hung out with every weekend. And I spent most of my weekends hanging out with my mom and dad, and it was very difficult. I didn't have a boyfriend. I later, after high school, talked to a couple of friends that I had known, a couple of guys, and they were like, I was like, why didn't you guys ever ask me out? Like, I never went on a date or anything. And they were like, oh, well, we just thought you were always out on dates. And I was like, no, I just felt so alone at that time in my life. And that was the first time that the depression had hit me really, really hard. I just felt so alone. And so I kind of went out of my way to just be kind to everyone and to get to know people, and because I didn't want anybody to ever feel the way I felt, which was lonely. That was the first time that I had dealt with that in my life. And so since then, I'm now 30 years old, I have dealt with it multiple times. When I was pregnant, I don't get postpartum as much as I get like the end of pregnancy depression, where it's just, it kills me. And my mind, when you're depressed, you start thinking things that you normally wouldn't think, and it can be kind of scary because it's very, very destructive. Your thoughts can be very destructive. And I've had, different members of my family deal with it. Depression is just very difficult. It's the kind of thing where you can't just snap out of it. You can't just all of a sudden just be positive and things will change. It's something that you have to work at, and it's hard to understand everybody's depression because everybody has different triggers and different things that depress them. And I don't want this to be like a depressing video, by the way. I just want to be very open about it because I feel like it affects more people than you imagine. And it's usually the people that seem happy and they seem okay. Inside, they're struggling. And that's how I was in high school. I was struggling, and so I kind of just went out of my way to be very kind to people because I couldn't deal with what was going on inside of me. And so recently I have been sick for the last, you guys have seen, for the last 6 weeks with serious things: strep, UTI, hand, foot, and mouth, ear infection, just so much stuff. And honestly, I've been dealing with depression, and it's been really difficult because then my thoughts just start going in a negative way. And if you've known somebody that's depressed, that's kind of what happens, is you just, something bad happens and then it just kind of goes down a path of negativity. And even though I try to stop it, sometimes it's very difficult to control. And it's hard because now I have children and I don't want them to, and my husband, obviously, I don't want them to feel the effects of my depression, and so I try to hide it. And that's why I really try to be active and exercise and all of that, because it really does help with my endorphins and to eat well and everything like that. And there's no easy cure, but you can overcome it. And if you feel like you are at that point where you're so low, you know, don't be afraid to ask for help. I have personally never seen a therapist or anything, but I have been close because things have really been hard for me at different times in my life. But it's a real thing, you know, it happens to a lot of people, and I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of. And I get on here on YouTube because I want to be real with you guys. I don't want to just get on here and just be happy, peppy, picture perfect all of the time, because that's not real, and I want to convey real life to you, and I want to give you hope if you have been struggling. I just want you to know, if you are struggling out there, don't be afraid to get help. Don't be afraid to email me, and I obviously am not a doctor, but I can do my best to support you, because I feel like that's the number one thing, is people need support. And that's when I have noticed that I have felt the most depressed, is when I haven't felt support. And when I have been so sick the past few weeks, I just couldn't do anything physical. And usually when I am kind of getting low, I really try to serve other people and help other people so that I can kind of like stop thinking about myself and all my negative thoughts and all of that, and kind of just get like more positive notes in my life kind of thing. So that is my video. Nothing, you know, groundbreaking or anything. I just wanted to put it out there, put the dialogue out there, and let you know that depression is okay. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to a lot of people, and it can be taken care of, and it can get better, because life is a beautiful thing, and you don't want to spend it trying to hide your true feelings or, you know, anything like that. I just love to be real. Like in real life, just like I am here on YouTube, I am real. I try to be open about who I am, what I feel, what I think, and I think that makes, you know, me a happier person, because I can just be real with what I believe and what I think and all of that. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you did. Once again, if you have any questions about anything, comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!